positive word, always. Um, I always think of Jessica in our supervision sessions, which started out as me talking, her listening. As it ended up, it kind of turned around with me doing most of the listening and her doing most of the talking. We had gotten very close and fond of her over the 10-month period she was with us. And, I can go on. I was going to tell a bunch of Jessica stories. I got an email from her this morning saying, don't do that. I promised that I wouldn't do that. But one thing comes to mind for me with Jessica is that, one, she raised the bar for our interns. They really have a tough road to follow after Jessica. And two, her work ethic. Jessica came to us at a time when we were going through a transition. We were being audited, and every project, special project, was given to Jessica. And she always rose to the challenge of that project. So we were very happy to have her. There's a parable, and I used to tell Jessica parables, and she would let me repeat them over and over again, despite hearing them. But she would listen intently, and there was one that she was very fond of. So I'm going to tell that parable. It's about a gentleman who was, and some of you might have heard this actually, it was about a gentleman who was given the opportunity to see both heaven and hell and choose where he was going to spend his eternity. He was first taken to the gates of hell, and this journey that he went on, the first thing he came across was this big, beautiful gate. And the gate was encrusted with diamonds and precious stones, and he was led inside the gate. And the first thing he saw was this room filled with all of these treasures, silks and diamonds and all kinds of things. And he was a little bit taken aback. And he was then led to another door. And this door opened mysteriously, and he was led inside. And what he saw was a long table. And on this table was all the delicacies of the world. And on one side of the table was these women who were dressed in these beautiful evening gowns and diamond tiaras. And on the other side, there were gentlemen who were dressed in these fancy tuxedos. And they had, like I said, all of this food on the table. And a chime rang, signifying the beginning of dinner. And what happened was cats appeared on everybody's arms. And when they went to eat, they couldn't eat because the cats were blocking them from eating. So he was now taken to heaven and led to the gates of heaven. And the first thing he saw was, again, that beautiful gate, encrusted in precious stones made of gold and platinum, and he was led inside. And once again, he saw the room full of all the treasures of the world, and he started to get a little nervous. And once again, he was led to the other door, and the door mysteriously opened, and he was led inside. And again, he saw a long table with the women on one side, dressed in their fancy evening gowns, and the gentlemen on the other side, dressed in these fancy tuxedos. And then he heard the chime, signifying the beginning of dinner. And once again, cats appeared on everybody's arm. But at that moment, everybody picked up their food and turned to their neighbor and fed their neighbor.